And this race looks a real boomer. The 17 of them, I suppose there are probably, without exaggeration, 10 that could win this race. Have a look at Roy Leslie there leading the second in the championship. Jeffrey Sales, the man that leads it. Darryl Beattie, keep your eyes on him on 34. He's tucked in there behind them and he's got away very poorly.
Crook start 2 from Sale, who drops back into 4th position. Leslie in front of him, and Sale can ill afford that.
10 laps, 24 kilometres around Lakeside. And these guys are really even. Horton's tucked in well, 27. Second place. Hamish McNichol, the man leading at the moment. So it's Hamish McNichol, David Horton going up the hill. Yesterday, Hamish McNichol hit by a guy through the kink, touched his back wheel, and Greg Mallett went down and was injured, taken to hospital. He's okay, but Horton and McNichol at least didn't even crash. Front wheel of the other bike hitting the back of his.
Jeffrey Sales up in 3rd place.
He is now, yes, Greg. Which is good for Jeffrey, because as long as he can keep bike 27, David Horton in sight. Oh, Sale now finding a bit of form and trying to get up into 2nd position. Sale leads the title on 70 points from Roy Leslie on 62 and David Horton on 61. So it's Leslie and Horton that are Sale's major combatants for the Australian Road Racing Championships in the 250cc class.
Darren Milner's in 4th on bike number 9. And just one of the men that you have to watch out for in this race. As you see now, Horton trying to get through on McNichol. Sale tucked in behind him. But there are people like David Moore on 31, 34, Darryl Beattie, 38, Roy Leslie, 72, Stephen Whitehouse, who all should be featuring. And no doubt as they sort themselves out will be. You can see there, Moore on 31 and 8, Matt Cooley.
Sale now up into 2nd position ahead of Horton.
Oh. Greg Hansford, how handy is a 250 Grand Prix bike around Lakeside? Pretty tight circuit.
Yes, well, they're probably the most, or the safest bike to ride around the circuit. They haven't got the enormous horsepower of the superbikes and the other big ones, but they certainly not much slower in the lap times.
So there is Milner on 9. He's now 3rd. And David Moore's 4th on 31. Things are starting to shuffle around and to sort themselves out. And tucked in behind them is Matt Cooley on 8. He's trying to go with them too. Darryl Beattie, I think, is the one immediately behind, and the red leather's 34. And a trio for 3rd place as they come round onto the straight. Horton being haunted at the moment by Jeffrey Sale. And indeed it is Darryl Beattie in behind that bunch, and 43's behind him, McNichol. Jeffrey Sale, the lead.
Beattie's hot to trot, and Jeffrey knows it. And all Jeff wants to do is just get to the finish line and pick up the points and win the title. Doesn't need Beattie climbing all over him.
He's sort of wasting a bit of energy there. He's trying a bit too hard in a few of the wrong spots.
Yeah, out of hungry there, running wide doesn't get you anywhere, does it?
No.
Trying to recover to get a good entry to the corner, but it really is almost prejudiced his run onto the straight, almost. Now tucking in behind Sale. Coming around to complete lap 9. Tail end of that bunch on 8 is Matt Cooley, and back to 6th place. There's probably about 1.2 seconds separating the first 6. Final lap now. The last 2.4 kilometres to bring up the 24-kilometre race distance, and Darryl Beattie's going to be pretty tough here on Jeffrey Sale.
Well, this is where he's done it every other time, coming down into this section, and he's done it again, but sliding sideways to do it as Horton now starts to throw out the challenge on Sale, and that's really the race that's on for the championship between Sale and Horton. So Sale now, just for security's sake, needs to hold out Horton, and Darryl Beattie charges to the lead.
Jeffrey lost a lot of ground, and he might have given him a bit of a move over when he came through and got past him.
One corner remaining for Darryl Beattie to take this first leg of round 6 of the Shell Oils Australian 250cc Championship at Lakeside, and he does it. Second place goes to Jeffrey Sale.
Third place to David Horton, followed then by David Moore on 31, Horton on 27. Then on 9 it was Darren Milner, and on 8 Matt Cooley in 6th place. And that was a huge race with Beattie coming really from nowhere. He was 7th on the second lap, and he was further out than that on the first, but the eventual winner.
Back live at Lakeside, and many of the bikes this afternoon have been experiencing temperatures well in excess of 100 degrees Celsius. Paul Feeney's bike was up around the 105, 110 degree mark, and the crew have been working very hard to try and get some more cooling into the bike before the second leg this afternoon. But it's not only the bikes that have been getting hot. Michael Dowson took off today in the first leg in the wrong leathers. What happened, Mike?
Unfortunately, I destroyed my summer leathers last weekend at Sugo, so they're over there being repaired, and I've had to opt for my winter leathers, which are just like being in a sauna.
Well, how did you feel when you got off the bike? I noticed you had ice packs all over the back of your neck.
Yeah, I feel it's just, I haven't taken long to recover. It's just that the temperature of the day and the pace we're running at, and these leathers makes it very hot.
Mike, the only way that Yamaha is now going to win the Australian Endurance Championship is if you can do something about Rob Phillips while Mick Doohan goes on to take the win.
Basically, that's correct, John, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next race. Robbie's changing machines. He must be having trouble with reliability of the other machine, so we'll just have to see what happens.
So the job's on you, the onus is on you to keep the heat on Phillips.
Well, sure, I think that we've got to try and do something about it. Just exactly what we're going to do, we'll have to see if we can work something out in the last 15, 20 laps.
Mike Dowson, thanks very much indeed. Will Hagan, they're on the way back to you now on the grid.